victim to lack of understanding it, where it just stopped and said, security violation. But I found I wasn't the only one. Some other people had that same problem too. It's like, yeah, I like learning quickly, so I didn't want to make that same mistake again. There was that, and I'll probably be even more excited about being back at work once I am for real, but I understand why they did the half-day orientation, because they want everything with IT hooked up when we need it, instead of just being hired and then having to wait around until IT does something, which I always thought was asinine in my previous jobs. It's like, yeah, I want to earn my money, not just sit around for it. And then the bad news. A friend of mine in St. Louis died, which was sad because she was younger than me. And I know I'd said before, sometimes life sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, this is one of those cases. And I know after I found out, I had to get a few supplies, and I ended up at Target, and then I was near a checkout line, and it's like, oh, they have seasonal Captain Crunch, Halloween themed. And then I come into somebody already in line with their order and saying, so what do I do? Eat my emotions because of what happened? And that's what I ended up doing. I bought the box of Captain Crunch. And yeah, I know it's tough for me to know how to respond to all of it, because I mean, I know that it was somebody I felt like I knew fairly well in some cases, and in other cases not as much as I would have liked. But I visited St. Louis anyway. My favorite baseball team was there, and then last year I ended up attending one of the games with her, and I said, yeah, it might have been the most fun I had at a baseball game in quite a while. And I remember saying to me, I love you, and I said, and we're just good friends. And I said, say it a few more times and you will have said it more than my estranged mom ever did. Oh, I wish I was making that up. But we already have heard about that if you've seen me perform regularly. All right, so there's the good news, bad news. And then I called my dad for the first time in a while since my uncle's funeral, which was almost 3 months ago, which was his brother-in-law. And I get some good comedy material from him, even though I have to wade through a lot of eccentricities, and I guess that's where I get some of those eccentricities from. But one of them was he talked about having to deal with a broken ankle, where he ended up in the hospital with surgery for it in January, and then he got tired of people giving him all this advice. It's like, keep it elevated, and he said, yeah, so you people need to be elevated. It's like, yeah, good one, Dad. And then the other one, sometimes it's good when he brings up family members from a while ago, where he talked about my late grandma and asking, where's your uncle? He's out skinning a fox. And then it's like, oh, yes, he used that term when I was a kid, and I didn't always understand it. And it's like, good, now I'm asking some of those things. And I guess it's a case of, if I think it's funny, then you can take me out of Iowa, but not the Iowa out of me. So there you go. And then a number joke, 7. I said, oh, I panicked a little now that I know when I'm going back to work. It's like, well, I've been quote unquote on vacation for the better part of the past year, except for my 3.5 months as a test score. It's like, what do I have to show for it? It's like, yeah, I could clean up my home. Why haven't I done it yet? So it's like, all right, I get the Minneapolis paper once a week for the movie times, and that piled up for way too long. I noticed that the oldest edition I had was 7 years ago. It's like, wow, I only have to look at who the president was then, or then the mayors of Minneapolis and St. Paul. It's like, yeah, that's been a while, that's changed. I guess it was always more fun to do something else other than go through the paper and just put it in recycle and decide what I was going to keep in certain articles. So now I'm finally getting to it. Just need to get motivated. I love high school football from growing up in Iowa. I've been to 3 games this year. I'll probably go to some more because it's cheap entertainment and it's everywhere. Food and drink, ticket, parking, all cheaper compared to most ways you can spend an entertainment dollar in a metro area. And I went to a game in South St. Paul. I like a good sampling of games in different cities, towns, whatever. And then I saw an ex-coworker that I would get annoyed with. And then I gave him the nickname Filibuster. And I don't think he knew it was me when I was staying in line for food, because I had a Charles Lindbergh style Minnesota Wild hat. I guess I was almost in disguise. It's like, well, maybe it's a good thing he didn't recognize me, because what would I have said? Filibuster! And it's like, I don't think he ever liked that nickname, but he deserved it. So yeah, good game. Home team was able to pull it out at the end. It's good to have a decent game instead of a blowout. So then, the next thing for me, I happened to see a comedy friend in another club earlier tonight, and then he talked about when I did a set when he was headlining another club back in August. It's like, you did the hate fucking joke in front of my mom. It's like, yeah, I guess people kind of like it, so I have to do it. Nobody expects me to do that joke because I'm usually keep it clean, but it's like, I couldn't understand why somebody could be so dumb. I actually had to explain the concept to somebody. You know what hate is, you know what fucking is. You just put the two words together. Is that hard to figure out? It's almost become my signature joke. I guess some people like that joke because they actually do that. It's like, to each their own. That'll do it for me. Thank you, been great. In memory of Mostly.